Barakta Yahweh, Barakta Yahushai, Barakta Yahweh, Barakta Yahushai, Barakta Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kwakadash. Dub honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of Great Stone Rule Well, and to the Akim, the men of the Lord, tried the four corners of the earth, preaching the gospel of Hamashiach, Yahushai, in sincerity and truth and diligence of mind and faith. This Brahmanash DC Camp, short lesson for the hopeful elect. Yeah, so I just found this channel sometime last week. So I shared it with the Akim. And you just see that, Jake, man, the Most always make our people stand out, man. And, the Spirit of the Lord is always moving around, man. All right, because wherever something prophetic is going on, the Spirit of the Lord is involved in it. So, when you watch the video from this channel, it's called Archive MC. It shows you how, this Edomite woman, she brings, students from different parts of the world, Africa, Asia, Europe, South America, North America, right, Far East, and everywhere else. Even the, South, the Pacific areas of the oceans, and you hear their, you get their input. You have an understanding of how they view the world and how the world operates back then. So this from like the late 50s, all right? So, the brother you see on the screen, that's Issachar. This is what it says. It says, there's still a lot of hatred for the gringo in Latin America. Yeah, so, the word gringo basically means a foreigner, and they consider these Edomites as foreigners, man, and they are not pleased on how they're being dominated, even in Africa, too. All right, and Jake, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi is not pleased with how Esau is dominating. So let me just get a quick precept from the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 13, verse 8, and it reads, "For we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth." All right, so the truth will always come out, right? Because the Lord has already determined that, the truth and prophecy go hand in hand. All right, and they have to be expressed at one point or another. So let me just go ahead and play their video real quick.
You've come in the midst of an argument about whether or not colonialism has been a constructive force in world history. It started out rather one-sided as the only colonial power represented. The other four countries here tonight are the Gold Coast and the Philippines, India, and Mexico. But let me introduce you now to the students who are here for the discussion. First of all, Alfred Bannerman from the Gold Coast. We call him Nini. He had a good time down the Atlantic.
So that's Benjamin from Ghana. She calls him Nini, but in Ghana they call him Nene, Nene. In other words, they call him Charlie or Charlie. Yeah, so it just shows you, that, the Most High will make things happen, man, so that generations to come will have, the facts, of what the Lord has already said before us to let us know. And I get another quick precepts from the book of Romans, all right? Chapter, let's see, book of Romans. Bear with me, let me type it up real quick. I don't want to misquote it. All right. Romans chapter 15, verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the Scriptures, might have hope. So, hey, that's a beautiful thing when you see how the Lord allowed certain events to take place, and the men of the Lord are able to examine it and reflect and see how and why, the ins and outs of it.
City High School when he became a member of the Mighty Molecules, wasn't it?
Yes, the Chemical Society.
The chemical club in the high school. Next is Chitranjan Kapoor from India. Cheat, as we call him, 16 years old, had an especially good time up at St. Mark's, Kent School, because he feels at home in an atmosphere where the students call the masters sir. Francisco Arellano, whom we call Paco, comes from Mexico. He's 17, working real hard in the high schools here, but he works even harder at home because
You hear what she said? Working real hard, real hard, real hard. Yeah, so that's a spiritual event right there. You just see that the answer of the tongue, man, coming from the Lord. Okay, so quick precept be from the book of Genesis. Genesis chapter 49. I'm gonna read verses 14 and 15. It says, Issachar is a strong ass, couching down between two burden, all right? And he saw that rest was good, and he and the land that it was pleasant, and bowed his shoulder to bear, and became a servant unto tributes. So that's spiritual, what the lady mentioned about Paco, the son of Issachar, working real hard. And, it's just his character, man. That's the character of Issachar. Very, very laborious people. I mean, I don't see which tribe among our people or anyone on the face of the earth can compete with Issachar when it comes to work, man. Even Moab, with all their hard work and labor, they can't compete with Issachar, man, because that's how the Lord, built Issachar up. And you have to just, give all praises to the Lord. All right?
Paco is going to two high schools at once. A Mexican high school in the daytime in case he wants to go to a Mexican university, and in spare time, an American high school in case he wants to go to MIT.
Yeah, so that's Drake for you, man. The salt of the earth, all right? And that's beautiful. The Lord tells you how blessed our people are going to be. And He just shows you that, man. You just got to stay focused, man. And, you see so many wonders that the Lord reveals in our people, right? And then, the word for Issachar basically means he is hired. Yashashkar, all right? He is hired, right? Yashashkar, all right? He is hired. So you have to understand, man, you can't compete against the word of the Lord, man. The word of the Lord is always going to come to pass.
Finally, Geneviève Martineau from France, and who did I forget? Raul, I'm sorry, Raul Contreras from the Philippines, 15 and a half. Tonight, we're talking about colonial areas, former colonial areas, and their part in the world.
Yeah, so you got Benjamin, you got Issachar, you got Edom, you got Elam, and you have Japhet, all right?
Areas that are now talked about as underdeveloped areas. Before we get back into the discussion, I think we ought to define just what you mean by underdeveloped. What do you mean by underdeveloped area?
I think underdeveloped area is one which was up till some time back under the domination of some foreign power. And with that power did not develop the resources of that area because it wanted to profit itself. And it...
That's Elam right there, Mr. Young Man, I Elam. Yeah, so you have Benjamin, son of the right, you got Issachar, he is hired. Then you have Edom, red. You got Elam, young, and then you have Japhet. Japhet, beautiful, Yapar. So, when the world is not at peace, not at ease, it means something is going on. And he didn't really mention the Edomite Empire, the British, of how they were able to subjugate Elam and tear it up into Pakistan and India. So it's still, so a bitter taste. The bitter taste that vibration of oppression, it causes among these Elamites, man. They're working so hard, man. They're dropping dead like flies. You see the farmers over there experiencing difficulties. Then you hear about the farmers committing suicide because of all these agribusiness policies, man. It's just driving them insane. So, what can you do? You just have to understand how the Lord has set things up to reveal who's persecuting the world and who the world is upset against.
May have developed incidentally, because it in the process of its own economic development.
How much of the world is underdeveloped, would you say?
I think a large part of the world.
About 75% of the world's population and about 50% of the world.
Yeah, so he's upset, man. When you care about your people, you have to speak the truth. Truth to power. So Esau's model of dominating the world hasn't changed. All right, and you hear about what Henry Kissinger said decades ago, that Africa, all these tall world countries, with them, they all have to be kept in subjugation. They got to solve the Negro problem. That they're sitting down, they're in the way of natural resources that the West can use to enrich themselves. And that's how Esau sees the whole world, as a warehouse of goods and services. And it doesn't really care about the well-being of the operation that's been set before him by the Lord. So it just shows you how fair and balanced the Lord is, to prove, to the whole world, what's the source of the problem is, and what the solution is. Okay, so another precept will be from the book of Romans chapter 8 verse 16. It says, the Spirit itself bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. All right, so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, and Native Americans, the Israelites that the Bible speaks of, and you understand what you're up against. You understand what you need to do. All right, you have to return to the Lord Hamashiach Yahushai to be delivered from the hands of the oppressor.
Area, inhabited area.
Well, 50% of the world population is considered to be literate, and another 50% of the world's inhabited area or population is said to be underdeveloped.
And undernourished is what he means, enough food.
I think the UN figures are about half the world is both hungry.
Half the world.
Half the world.
I should think so, because Africa, for instance, has got a large part of underdeveloped area, and Southeast Asia, for instance, has got a large part of underdeveloped area, and likewise.
Does that surprise you, Genevieve?
Yes, it does, really, because in my country, we have some poor peoples, but we haven't got an idea of the half of the world could be so poor and doesn't have enough to eat. Or
Well, not actually poor in my case. I mean, not developed technically. Because if you come to Africa, we are not poor in the Gold Coast, for instance. We've got a lot of food, and it is monkey sweet bananas, which you really like in France. And so, actually, not that we are poor, but we are.
Yeah, so that's an uppercut, man. Hey, but now they gotta enjoy, whatever they want to do, man. In these last days, So, hey, Esau, you know how Esau is, man. He wants to dominate agriculture, man. He has to control the food supply. And he's going to do anything he can, turn everything to GMO and, push the people, into a deserted region, just like he did to the Gadites, and, dictate how they need to live their lives and just wear them out, man,
Not developed technically, I should say.
No, but I think what she means is that 1/3 of every of the population of the world earns a year $50. Their national income, their yearly income, amounts up to $50 a year.
A third of the world's
a third
population.
of the world's population, yes.
They earn
And that's
less than
definitely
$50 a year. And
Yeah, and with the Rona, it set them back. That is elites had to conjure up and push out there and inflict the world with. All right, so another precept will be from the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 33. All right, so it says, "Thus said the Lord of hosts," right? "The children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go." So these elite Edomites, man, they just can't live without our people, right? The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Wherever we are, they want to have a hand in our daily lives, all right? And you just laugh, man. It's like, God damn, can these folks with all their intelligence live without us, without interfering? And then you just look at, the situation from West Africa all the way to Central and East Africa. And then look at North America, look at South America, Central America, the Caribbean. It's like, God damn, how long, will this pattern of behavior continue? This parasitic mindset, So that's the reason why the Lord Hamashiach Yahushua has to return and fix this situation, because the world wasn't built, for an improper management style, man, like the elite Edomites, man, turning the world upside down. So another precept will be from the book of Isaiah, chapter 14. I'm going to read verse, let's see. Verse 5, it says, "The Lord Yahweh Shemashah had broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth." So that's the judgment that the Lord is going to bring very soon upon these Edomites, man. Very, very, very soon. Because it is written and it shall be accomplished, all right? That's what the prophecy is all about. So the judgment of this elite Edomites is on his way. And you just have to, hey, stick with the Most High's program, man. You can't prevent the Lord from accomplishing his judgment upon Esau, all right? And then final precept will be from the book of Exodus, chapter 8, verse 1. All right, so it says, and the Lord Hamashiach, and the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Kakadash spake unto Moses, right? Spake unto Moshe, "Go unto Pharaoh, and say unto him, Thus said the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Kakadash, let my people go, that they may serve me." And that's all the Lord is asking Esau to do. And Esau can't let our people go, man. That's one thing. That's one thing you have to remember. Scripture talks about it, man. Scripture tells you about why Esau can't just let our people go, man. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 33. And all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. Yeah, that's just a simple demand from the Lord. So, it's beautiful, man, when you see these things, on record, as by the domination for our people by Esau and how the Lord is going to fix it. All right. So that's just the point there, Akim. Hope you've been edified, and just check out the channel, man. There's so much good information there. When you watch those old debates, you see the different opinions that young people have, and you compare it with the with the trend we have today, and you're able to follow through with the scriptures. All right, Shalom.